today I'm going to show you how to put your vinyl profile onto a frame. This is one that's already finished, as this is what's going to look like at the end. And what I did for this was I just picked out scrapbook paper that I like to put on the back. You can put wrapping paper or wallpaper, and then hang it on your wall. The other option I was trying to decide between that I really liked was just taking your picture, putting it directly on the wall, and then putting a loose frame that looks actually something similar to what I already have up on the wall around it just for a little bit more texture, or putting this on the wall with a vinyl frame around it, and they have some cool styles for that. So once you have your picture ready to go, you put the backing up, which is the grid paper, and you're going to take a credit card or a AAA card, and you just hold it down and rub all over it. And you're just going to go all around the edges in particular. Be sure to get those down, because those are the parts that sometimes like to stick, because there's so many different curves and contours of it. So once you have it all done, I already have this one ready. You're going to tape it onto the frame. So you don't necessarily have to tape it. I like to tape it because I like to have the extra security there. And the way I like to start is I like to get a corner actually started. If you put the backing paper down on the frame, and then you tape it down, or you can mark it with a crayon if you want to do it on glass. If you're doing it on a wall or a canvas, you can just mark it with a pencil or something, but I just taped it. And I like to get a little corner started, and you peel it off just very carefully, pull it away from the backing. You want it to stick to the transfer paper, which is the more transparent paper. Just do it slowly to be sure you don't tear any of the edges. And if it happens to stick, just go down, rub it with the paper again. I actually like to just pull it off with my fingers. It works okay. You don't, however, want to handle it too much with your fingers because it oils. And you do want to make sure you have a really clean surface to work on. Now, the best way to do this is really pulling at an angle. With the profile, I kind of, you've seen, like to just pull wherever the largest mass is. And I knew that the ponytail was going to be tricky at the end, so I left that as the very last piece that I wanted to pull off, instead of trying to work the opposite direction and pull all those little pieces. So this might be a little bit tricky at the end here. Make sure I get all of the ponytail, and you don't want the rest of the vinyl to stick, so just take your time at this. And perfect. Move that out of the way. Sometimes the dust comes on from the backing paper, so just wipe it down. Make sure you don't have any. Okay. And now, again, you don't have to use a tape. You can just eyeball it. And some people like to put it right in the middle, just lay it flat. I like to go from the corner, which I'm going to work real carefully, try to put this ponytail down. And you want to be careful to not get air bubbles. So I'm just doing the edges here real carefully at first. And I like to go back and forth with my finger. It seems to work better for me. The other option is to use your card again. They both have their perks, I guess. Let's see, if it happens to have bubbles, I like to just check along the way. I think there's a bubble up there. You can peel it off. You don't want to do it too many times because you don't want to lose the stickiness, but it will give you a few forgiving chances to do that. And when you're working with such a large piece of vinyl, it's going to be hard to not get air bubbles sometimes. So that is the other reason to go slowly. You can sometimes just kind of see it through the paper when you get those, so just pull it back up. Feels like there might be a bubble in there. Maybe there's just one, but I think I'll actually just take that out with the pin. You can't really tell when you do it, just a little pin coat. We'll see once it's all down. You're going to use your card again and just go all over it Make sure you get the edges so when you peel off the paper that it doesn't stick. It's really easy to do. Just takes a few minutes. Okay, and let's see, now pull this off. Now you probably can't see this as well. It's right on a brown table. Put this under so you can see it. That looks so good. This paper really likes to stick to it, so it takes a little bit of effort to pull it off, but it's good because it keeps you going slow. Looks great. Looks great. So there are a couple of pieces here, little loose ends. I think that was from me earlier. And here is what it looks like. And then I will, do you want to zoom in? I'll show you just this one little air bubble I'm going to try to take out. You just really gently poke it, rub it, and it's gone. And you can't see the pinprick unless you're up close. It's really subtle. And like I said, on a big piece like this, it's going to be hard to not get any. But they're pretty easy to take out. And if you want, I've actually very gently pulled up the edges and relaid it down, which I don't really suggest because after a while you can damage the edges, but if you're a perfectionist, then that might be a good option. And then I'll put it in the frame, hang it on the wall, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, once you have it all done, find where you want it on your wall. Oops. Let's do, hang it, see if it's even, and then you're finished. Looks good.